Whaataranoa nisi o matau puta ua e au fiai ma le tūlanga o le whaamalolo ai o le sa avea ma whaatungsidi le mautanga ngase. Whaamalamalama le saonga o le maadienga a le komiti whaafoe le mautanga ngase ma moe whaawo. Ma ua tali leo e tūsai o le whalavelave e peo na tūla i mai leone. O te whaatala whantu se whaupopongo tala me lau KVZK de dei vai ngau le fiafi. E mo mwatu o le sole na mawai le whailo inga le autu si tala ma le komiti whaafoio le LPJ. E whaatala no ai nisi o mata upu e le ngate le tūlanga le whaamawai ai o le sa avea ma whaatum sida le mauta ngase. Na tā ua le taitei whono le komiti whaafoio o lo o solonga le leipea le whaatino ino le au nanga a le mauta ngase peo le masani ai. Tala for love and thank you for joining us on KVZK News. The LBJ Board of Directors has assured the people of American Samoa that they are taking every measure possible to rebuild and enhance the healthcare services of LBJ. In a press conference held today at the hospital, the LBJ Board Chairman, Dr. Malo Umaua, said that their success will primarily be determined by their work and dedication in improving LBJ. Here is more on this report.
O se whelo inga mala utu stala wa lewa na tālia lea tino o tanu mai le whae unga le vai asura te nei e pēnu wha mai vai ai le sa vea mo whae tunu siri le mauta ngase ia mo e wha wo Bill Emsley. Ma o isi e mata upu pēnu sitting ai le utu stala lea so. E pēnu sila fio le li fo mai a ka pusi landua o ia lea wa whiri e nei ra komiti wha foe. E nati tawa veina lea to finga le teimi nei se ia maua se wha tunu siri fou. Na sao no landua o le nau ta inga le komiti whaafoe o le si tia leo le o nanga na mauta ngase iso se tū ina ia mawhai ai o no o le LBJ e se tūlanga mawae e tala whea ngai mōta ngato le tunuu. E pe ona sila fia le tūlanga i teine tau simai o vaenga i e sila i e le komiti whaafoe e ala lea i le toe au mai o nisi tamaita i tau simai le au mata i le lua tau simai mai Filipaina le i tau nuu mai i se teimi le masi na fou. Na whaalau loa landua e se whorurua ni fōmai o fōfua le mauta ngase whaafai ngaduena ina. Whaapea ma le lua se whorurua le a whai o nisi o awanoa teni tau si mai. Lea wa manatu le komiti whaafoe le ata tala mo i la ato iei lea ngawha. O le iei o lea whaapoponga i fōmai ma tele tau si mai. O le a whalau i tele fō i le leo le au audanga a le mauta ngase. Ta awa fo i alandua lo ngā luru e nei le mauta ngase se awala e au i nai le tau simai ma fo mai e fo i ai le tura i mai o whaafitau le uti tau simai ma fo mai le atunu o le lumanai. Na whaalau roa e fo i le masina nei wa ngā luru e whaatese le mauta ngase ma le ofisa le kovana sili e ala le whaatupe ina o alo e to whao Amerika Samoa mo a onga tau whaafo mai le Fiji National University. O le whaamwe moe a mai a ia a onga on toi tariu mai le i le atunu e tautua le malo e ala le mauta ngase. O le taitei whona le mauta ngase ia Dr. Moe Whaawo tu o le senga le saunua e mo mia le langolango le atunu o taitai o le malo ina ia taunuu whaamwe moe ma swinga te tau o whaatureina mo le manuia o le anga i lumo le pulenga. O le tau lai o le sila anga i luma whaatese ma le ngā lue whaatasi o vaianga uma le mauta ngase e le pine o le amanuia i fufuanga uma mo le teminei maso o luma. It has been a turbulent 4 days for the LBJ Board of Directors, and they are putting all that behind to focus on what's important for the people of American Samoa, a good healthcare service. And at today's press conference, the board wants to assure the public that measures are in place to rebuild and enhance the healthcare services of LBJ. Acting CEO of the LBJ Tropical Medical Center, Dr. Akapusi Landua, said there is so much to do and doctors and nurses are committed to develop and pick up the pace for improvement.
But it is our job, as we have this opportunity that we have, it is our duty, it is our role, and it is our calling that we need to do the best that we can while we have this opportunity. So as we have this opportunity before us, as the acting Chief Executive Officer of LBJ Medical Center, and I've been given this role and this task to carry this this out, I would like to assure the public that I will do the best of my ability, and to those that will be working under me, to keep and to maintain the standard of care that we should provide for the people that we serve.
In an effort to keep the wheels turning in terms of its services to the people of American Samoa, Dr. Landua said that there are 12 new physicians in the hiring pipeline and also approved over 22 new nursing positions at the LBJ. The new staff, according to Landua, will broaden their capacity to provide timely health care services for the people of American Samoa.
We are right now in the process of getting 2 nurses. And these nurses, they are from the Philippines but been working in Fiji, and they will be doing their NCLEX exams next month in March. So they will be they're coming on board next month, and we are just going to open up positions for other nurses while we go out on a recruitment drive for our nurses as of now. But those nurses that is in there, those other positions. It's not exactly the nurses, but the positions that we have opened up to get those nurses from. We already have 12 physicians in line. We already processed the papers, and now it's just a matter of getting them. Dr. Olansky on my right just arrived last night, and he is one of those 12. We're expecting another one that will be arriving this Thursday, and another one will be arriving next week, Monday. And by the end of this month, towards first week of March, we should be getting all these 12 physicians on board.
Dr. Landu also said that LBJ will soon roll out a new initiative to train nurses and doctors to alleviate staff shortage in the future. This month, LBJ and the Governor's Office sponsored 4 new students for medical training at the Fiji National University. Dr. Landua said 3 doctors have left the LBJ already since last year. 1 returned home after his contract ended, and the other 2 are now working at the Department of Health. Dr. Landua said that these changes will hopefully achieve support from the public, the leaders, especially the medical staff of the LBJ. Asked what the Board of Directors will do to secure the trust of the nurses, Dr. Landua responded.
What we should do as leaders is to talk with our staff. In this case, we need to talk with our nurses and understand their concerns. As we understand their concern, listen to them, and you know, whatever we tell them that we will do as leaders, we have to deliver that, and that will earn their trust. So in whatever we want them to do, when they have our trust, because we do what we tell them that we will do, they will do whatever deliverables that we expect them to do. I would say that moving forward from here, that is what we're going to do as leaders. We're going to reach out to the nurses, and the difference here is that we as physicians in this position, as a physician, I understand the nurses' role well. I understand them. I understand what they go through. I understand their concerns, and we know how to deal with the problems and the issues that they have. And we're definitely going to address those issues that they have.
Also announced today is the opening of a non-acute clinic that was launched yesterday to improve patient access and to reduce patient waiting time at the ER.
Before, at an average, we have been seeing about 120 to 130 patients in the emergency room over a 24-hour period. Yesterday, we opened our non-urgent clinic, and the idea of opening this non-urgent clinic is to direct non-urgent cases away from the emergency room where more critical patients are seen. These are the critical patients that require time to be seen and to be taken care of. The waiting time in the emergency room has been those that are non-urgent, non-emergency, that wait in the emergency room to be seen while the attention is being given to the sick and to the critical cases. So what we're doing here is to triage, identify those, and when they come into the emergency room, we triage them and we see who is urgent, who is non-urgent, who is emergency, and who is not an emergency, and we direct the non-urgent cases to the non-urgent clinic for them to be seen there. We just opened this yesterday. We are looking at getting and recording our waiting time in the emergency room and in the non-urgent clinic, and we also will be checking on the number of people that are attending emergency room, and those that are attending the non-urgent clinic will be analyzing those data so that at the end of a month we will review those data, and if changes needs to be made, it will be made accordingly.
Dr. Lindua said with the new staff additions, LBJ will broaden its capacity to provide healthcare services to the people of American Samoa.
O se tasi o vaenga na fisilingi ai le komiti whaafoe le LBJ le so. O le tūlanga i pōti e whapea sa ia ise mādienga sa sainia i le vāo le komiti whaafoe ma moe whaoo. E le mawhai o na tala noa i se sui o le autu si tala. Ai i le whaamalamanga o le tūlanga e le loia, e le li loia o le mauta ngase. E le ai e le o se vaenga leo le mādienga. O le mādienga sa sainia ma moe whaoo. E tau whiai le whai o saunoanga ma ripoti e tau leanga i nai le mauta ngase po seisi lava awala e a whiai le malo. Na saunoa le li iloia e le o tau whiai le aia te tau o moe whaoo e tala noa sa loto ai le autu si tala. Na pau le vaenga o lo whaasai na i lea mādienga o saunoanga ma tuistu singa e tau leanga i nai le mauta ngase o le komiti whaafoe ma le malo. During the press conference, legal counsel advising the board of LBJ, Mr. Thompson Jones of Jones and Associates, explained the agreement bill signed between the LBJ board and Moe Fa'awao when the former CEO resigned in the weekend. Reports received by KVZK says that Moe Fa'awao was not to speak to the media, yet he issued a press statement on the same day as the LBJ board. We put this question to Counsel Jones at the press conference.
So the agreement Bill signed was part of his resignation. And that agreement was simply that he would not disparage the hospital. Like, this is a standard clause in all situations like this. It doesn't restrict him from making any statements. It restricts him from disparaging the hospital, disparaging the board, disparaging LBJ, disparaging ASG in general, actually. It is not an uncommon clause in a situation like this to have a non-disparagement clause in your contract. And that existed in his employment contract and existed as part of the resignation as well.
Legal counsel advising the board of LBJ, Mr. Thompson Jones. Counsel Thomas was also asked how much will be paid to Moe Fa'awao as a settlement of his contract. He responded.
Contract is confidential. I don't imagine you would want your employer disclosing the terms of your employment contract. I think that's beyond the scope of what we as employers are allowed to disclose. He will be paid through the terms of his contract. He is not being shortchanged in any respect with regard to his employment contract. We're abiding by the agreement just as he is required to abide by it.
O loo vevesi lava lunga o penga te whailangi le teminei e tu sai o se whaalave na tūla i mai i le vao se li i talavou mai le awhi ango puapua ma se ali i leo leo. Na tani le sui komisina o le ofisa o le leo i a teri le tūli le tau nei e whaamalamalama le tūlanga i peo na tūla i mai i le nei ali i talavou. A video that was captured by bystanders and posted on Facebook showing a police officer throwing a 20-year-old man on the ground from his bike has gone viral on social media. The alleged incident happened in the weekend in Papua Leone. The Deputy Commissioner of Police, Terry Letuli, in an interview with KVZK, explains why police officers used force against the young men. O le whalavelawere nei e peo na tula I mai le awhio ango le puapua I leo nei le vaiaso de te nei. Le ana po ai e se tasi I le ata matu I lunga o penga te whailangi. O lo manino ai le te minau uai e le I leo leo de nei le ali I talavou ma velo I lalo. E se whamtalanga le tinao le I talavou de nei lau KVZK. E le isi se se lo nā tali e peo na maua uma I lunga o le ata le nei. Na po ei na matu I lunga o le apio fōlinga. Na ia tā ua fo ia whapea na whātunuina lo nalo e tuua le vaenga lea na mua I le pasi. Ma o le taimi lo lea na tuua ai lo lo na lo le vaenga le nei ai anga ia tu le fale ai pita ina fa te ia lo na lo le teimi na fatau fiai o ia e se tasio li malo le malo pa fa tino ai lo nei nga yu inga ia te ia na ta o foi le tina le nei le mafai li malo le malo na fai nei tu langa fa pe nei pe a fai le ai si so li tu la fono le tangata na fai e tu sai o le nei lava mata upu na o atu ai lo KVZK le official le leo i whangatongo ma fasilingi ai le sui komisino le leo ia teri le tuli mo se wha mninonga o le wha lave lave.
O le mena kupunga e le pese pasi nga wha nga sa mu e nga kola leo e controller o e titua le traffic ma pailak nga ruenga masangia ma kampaila pui ya kanka punga ila ya ko e laka kele mele le pasi a kampainga la nga leo e controller traffic ma kurkuri kanka iku ma le awala men mele kala kai pasi ya ngala la ma pu mai le ka upule nga kupu ngai o kampainga kurkuri ku kanka ya sa ise kasi o alo sa para blavi penga luenga leo ya ngara nga ko apia ko ule penga ka apia pia o la kala kele ngo o pe o fa lu pa ko ule ngo e la kwale ngo le pa lo ngo fa ko ngala va ku ya ko penga la leo ave ko no pisa ya ngala e bisiste le ngo le arrest ya ngala nga lokai loya ya seli ida averire como le leomi yo ngala nga pairia se suanga ma ya ngai wanga ma aver ko ese ya kama ave lokai ngale pakakalia susuanga pa leoma
na fsiringia fo i teri le tuli e tuksai o le whawhitau li lava nei pe whaatanga le ngā yoinga le na whaatinoina e le leo nei ai na tali le tuli e whapea.
Kuranga la mele a koe lai kong whai e local kama o penga sa o almea a peko leo o iara o ilaro ruwa inga le al malo e kawanga usika i o leo ya o ka koure ngei ya kera o kemi ba kusa pe ba spurunga le iba spur pasenge a peko leo penga leo ilaro le o le o sa seikia kera kemi le fa longo leo a kong whai e koe ya kauran menga le resisting arrest ya resisting arrest ya kong whai leo e whaangale whaingirisi whaangale leo me ka o le necessary force e nini o whaanga necessary force e subdue ai le kahaka le e moria e painga nga lokanga averi o le whaleo
E pe ona tau sui ko msino leo na mafu na tupu nei tulanga ona o se falavlavi tau taavale le na mua i se pasi leone na tau e le tuli e le iusi tai le li nei le whaatonunga na tu inatu e le li leo e whaasai na lata tu seisi le vaenga lo mua i le pasi e pitai na te antu lava le wila le li nei ta whatafo le pasi le nei o lo mu na tau fo i le tina le nei e le i whaaulu sa na tangi e tu sai o le falavlavi sa tupu ona na te le i malamalama i le mafuanga alai ona tu inatu lo na tali i le to ese o lo tau fia nei le li nei le to ese e tali ai le taimi e tula i ai le whaamsinonga. Speaking to KVZK News over the phone yesterday, the mother of the 20-year-old who was allegedly assaulted by police on Saturday wants only one thing, justice for her son. She told KVZK News that her son did not do anything wrong.
According to my son, he said the two officers that were standing by in front of the store had informed him to move away from the bus but just go straight home, which my son proceeded to do. So the officer that was posted in front of the post office had approached him and tried to take away his bike from him. Now, if you're watching the footage, you cannot hear what the officer is saying, but you can hear my son trying to tell him to move away. You know, he's trying to come home. So the officer pulled the bike away and said he was going to, but my son was trying to say, though the officers over there had already told me to go home, so I'm going home. Why are you trying to pull my bike away from me? So he pulled the bike, and my son jumped off the bike, and at that moment, I do not know what the officer thought, but maybe assumed he was resisting, and he proceeded to grab him and slam him to the ground.
The alleged incident was captured by standers on video and posted on Facebook. The mother said that her son was riding his bike near a burning bus, and one of the cops at the scene told him to stay away from the site. The video shows the 20-year-old stopped to talk to another police officer, and not long after, the video shows the cop throwing the boy on the ground and attempting to hold him down. 3 other cops run over and are seen bending down on the boy. KVZK News asked Deputy Commissioner of Police Terry Letuli for comment. According to Letuli, the on-duty squad were in Leone to make sure families nearby were secured from a bus burning close to the residence. Letuli said that the 20-year-old was told by police 3 or 4 times to leave the area, but he refused. He resisted arrest when police trying to put him in the car for not obeying command, said Letuli. Letuli said that there are a lot of negative reports circulating on social media about the police, but they were only doing their job to make sure people in the area were safe. Asked where the 20-year-old is, Letuli responded that he is at the Territorial Correctional Facility. The mother of the 20-year-old wants to know why her son is in TCF. She said her son didn't do anything wrong. He follows instructions from the officers. Asked if she is going to press charges against the officers, she said,
I did not know what the story was. I did not know what was going on. I went in there. I was very calm because I'm going in there not knowing anything. So I just wanted to understand the full story of why my son was taken down to the police station. I did not press any charges. I did not make a statement because I was not asked to make a statement. All I was there was to support my son and find out what happened to him.
Letuli said the family has a right under the law to press charges against the police officers if they believe police were in the wrong, but he stands by his crew using necessary force to subdue the 20-year-old. Leo la tatu halo tu sina marunga pupu di vai ngole fiafi atoe telu mai ona whawawina tu leo tala mai lau KVZK. Let's take a short break, plenty more coming up, so stay with us. American Samoa welcomes its 3rd cruise since borders opened. In Apia, a man is in behind bars for attempted of murder. And a New Zealand pilot taken hostage in Papua New Guinea. Whaatalo whātu I le toe te liu mai o tala lau KVZK nei vaenga o le fiafi. I le o malolo lava le atunu I le temi nei o na o lea ua so o mai lava le te leo medi lau pasese wa fea lau whanua Amerika Samoa. O le medi lau pasese pe o na fea le atunu I le te au li la ua tau o le regent. Ma o le tolu ai le nei o medi lau pasese wa fea le atunu. I se whaatateranonga lau KVZK manisio lau whai pisinisi le te au li la. Na whaalia I lava le langono le fia o na le tūlanga I le o mai ai o turisi le atunu. I le taimi la na fisiringi ai le au I le KVZK nisi o le au whai pisinisi I le tūlanga I pei o na o mai ai nei turisi le atunu o Anatali whapea.
Ia le amakanga o le wale la whaasoro ngō mai wa ia. Kausia la wa ia. Umaro ono man malo se o mai pe whaile. E promoter ko kwa ka ko ku o Samoa. La rua kwa ia. Yo ar kele o ise o la balava ia o ise o mo arts and crafts ia. Ese ame manga o tourist wa ese ia ku o mai la ko. Yo kele o mai oi. Ya ku o la o kele fo ise o mai le ya Amerika. E ka o kele because o le foka fa ka ile ko le o le mo fa mai ka ko. Ya wa me si le ise ka ko ku ia le e mangu la ba. O fa mo le ko me uma. O ka ko ku e mo le ku e me uma ya. Mangu le me uma. O bien ai mga oia ia la ho pisi ia kele wa kele ia ia ba ai o mai a kile ale e ko ango ka e fa pisi kalsia ia e ingisi ia fa po mai pisi wa kele pisi ia o le funga o ka ko
o tulanga pa tau o le lo fo fa e la fala vai pulo ma wai o lai kamakiwa.
O kamakwa ki fia ue koe foi me tu arisi ngei. Ko kele foi nei o mea ngei. Fai la ko whaka.
Kai I dei lava le tau mai o tu visit ko Amerika Samoa. Yo ia mai wha mai. E mati whewa ia mako mask. E whakawa sauwase announcement. E pui e taat mato. E o sa umi fo I tangata whatau o laketi. Pupia foi mato. A leo mai a turisi konguma. Tau mai foi ngai Amerika Samoa. Pai malia ato tuaiga o ni tangata whatau. Ale lumanai e se foi le na tukilanga. Ale te mine o mātou ia malawa o mai. O le ai mana ia. E le o kele se kala atu mea kau kamau ainga o mai mali turisi kongu. Ale whiawa I lava. Kele a mea tamau ainga pe whaalu tupe me whapena. O lai o mai whi lato ma le lako paketi e le o mai kei whaalu. Ngei maketi la kawia. Le wha o mātou loa ai. Me kau o mai me le tauna. A mai a mea tato atunu masani tau sami le tunu. Ai a mai a mea ngai special mo. Tangata I whai mai wai. They're only passing through. Ele o mai e umi se na se aso atoa pele atoa le aso. So iai mei o niu whai pala. O awa sa salapa fruta ka kouanga iei. Tropicola ka kounga iei Samoa. Kai mana ngai a mea la itinga. Ka penga mai ma kouloa. E ma kouloa fo o loa fo ia uia. Wai fo mea kongo market. Ai loa au ko mea ia ele kausanga au maia. Ai au maia mātou mea masanela o atunu. Mea ai tau pia kalo whai ulu mea hapena. Ai e kele a mea ia la iti hapena. Mea kau fruits. Me se aniu. Mai ele vela ia kako Samoa.
The arrival of the region this morning signifies a favorable restart of the cruise industry for American Samoa and the Pacific. The staff of the American Samoa Visitors Bureau was at the dock to welcome the passengers and crew. Local vendors described this morning cruise as a booster for the community. One vendor said, what this brings is a boost for us in business. The return of cruise ships into American Samoa waters also marks a significant step in our economic recovery. KVZK was at the dock this morning to question some of the tourists on how they feel about being in American Samoa for the very first time. Some tourists questioned by KVZK News visited American Samoa before the pandemic.
Please. American Samoa, okay, it's a nice place, beautiful. I can see the mountains, beautiful mountains, seaside, and I've been the national park, There was historical things. I love it. And this is the first time I'm been in the museum. Oh my God, such a beautiful, the old things, whichever you have like a board and turtles. I love it. Nice people. I've been in the market. Very nice, friendly people. They talk with me. Very nice way. I eat. I don't know what is that called. A small round color. $1. They pay me a 6, and the people loves me, hug me. Beautiful. I visit many places all around the world. As per my 7 year, I always take the maps, and the maps which I have, the Samoa map. This one, the map, so I can see, look around where I want to go, and this is my 7 year for lifetime. So once I go home, I will keep. I have many 7 years. Every port, wherever I go, I take maps.
Yes, it's actually really feels good to be back here. I was here before the pandemic, and I was really looking forward again to be back and experience the hospitality of the people here. It's amazing, and I'm so happy that a lot of our guests are actually going out touring and exploring. And I told them experience the local people, the day-to-day life of the local people. So I said it's a great way to experience the hospitality of this beautiful island.
Kind of exciting because first time to be here too. So it looks like a beautiful place. So I probably look somewhere here if I can see something special. Gotta look for local food.
It's very nice. It's quite warm and humid. I'm not used to that. I'm just enjoying the tropical hillsides and all the greenery. I bought a dress, I bought a fan, I bought 2 cans of chili because they don't have chili on board.
Moli sila fio le tātou tunuu, o le lona tolu ai leo meli leo taunu ma le tātou tunuu, o le asu sa nei leo ufofua mai se stasi fo o meli lau pasese leo le ataunu mai lau whanua Amerika Samoa. I tātou tala mai apia, ua whaafale pui na nei se li I lona tau mawhai e wha o leo ti so na te is fuma na tāsi tūsanga le matua. O isi mōlianga o le nei ali o le whaia leo winga mātangai leo solo na tina. I tō laulaunga ale wha amsinonga I apia o lo tāu ai o le nei mataupu na tūlai mai le masino Novema o le tausanga na te nei. O le ripoti mai le wha amsinonga o lo o tāu ai e whaapea o le ua whale pui sa ia tau mawhaawa I se vaenga I le mamau ese ma le whale. O le pō lava lea na ia tango ai I le tina sa moe. I le pēa ma le 20 minute talu o na ia whaia lea tūlanga. O na ia ngā I le itua masau ai maseanga ese ma ngā ia tulo I le vaenga sa moe ai si o na teis fulmanatasi tūsanga le matua ma tālo na ua se I tulou. Sa whaia ni suenga o le neia lii. Ma I lo ai o se tangata e mo mia le whaia o aonga e tau fiai le lotoita po o le anger management, whaapea mauaonga e fo iai lava le tau mawhaawa. E tasi le tau sanga ma le whaamasina o loo whale pui ai, mō le tau mawhai e wha o le oti ai ono masina o loo whale pui ai I le whaia winga mātangai nei tina. A Samoan man has been sentenced to jail for the attempted murder of his 11-year-old cousin and indecent assault against his aunt. According to the summary of fact, the incident occurred in November 2021. It said the defendant, who had been drinking, touched the woman inappropriately while she was asleep. About 20 minutes later, the man fetched a machete and walked into the room where his cousin was sleeping and struck him with the weapon on the back of his neck. A mental health assessment was carried out and confirmed that the accused needs anger management and alcohol rehabilitation therapy. He was convicted of attempted murder and sentenced to 1 year and 4 months in prison. And for the indecent assault, he was sentenced to 6 months to be served concurrently. I tātou tala mai le Pasifika, ua tau fia whaamalusi nei e se vaenga I mātū o Papua New Guinea, lata Indonesia, se li ipailate mai New Zealand. O reporti mai Papua lo tāu ai na susunu e tangata le tamai vaalele na malanga tuai le pailate maawe whaamalusi ai le nei alii. O lo whaia nei su e suenga I le nei mataupu le foi wao fiai ma leo ma le vaenga o le ambia lea tunu. Separatist fighters in Indonesia's Papua region have taken a New Zealand pilot hostage after setting a small commercial plane alight when it landed in a remote highland area on Tuesday. A police spokesperson in Papua province Ignatius Penny, said authorities were investigating the incident with police and military personnel sent to the area to locate the pilot and 5 passengers. Ale awina to report the tau mo America Samoa nei vai ngola fiafi o se whainga le nei I suingo tūpere nei fo yaso. Tasi le tala Amerika whaaridiwina mo ai le lua tala o nisu tolu sene a tala Samoa. Tasi le tala Amerika whaaridiwina mo ai le lua tala o lusu fitu sene tonga paanga. Tasi le tala Amerika whaaridiwina mo ai le lua tala su mo fitu sene tala fiti. Male tasi le tala Amerika whaaridiwina mo ai le 5.5 Philippine pesos. And here's a look at our U.S. currency exchange rate for today. $1 gives you 2 tala and 63 cents Samoa tala. $1 gives you $2.27 Tonga paanga. $1 gives you $2.70 Fiji dollar, and $1 gives you 54.94 Philippine pesos. That's our currency exchange rate for today. Usi mai lolau mai moi se vaingo le tau mo Amerika Samoa I le vaingo le afiafi. O se vaingo le pōna nei mateli na awawa e to olu timunga ma whaitili e pāpai ni whaasolo I na taape solo timu I le vaveao. Ma lue fitus fuluvalu sa vidi mai se sae se fulurima mai le litu la. A so lulu e awawa I nisi utaimi e taape solo timu whaasolo I na whaititia I da wauli. Ve vele val se fuluvalu sa vidi mai se sae se fulurima mai le litu la. O se vainga I le pō le so lulu e mateli na awawa e taape nei timu whaasolo I na taape solo timu I le vaveao. Ma lue fitus fuluvalu sa vidi mai se sae lima I le fulurima mai le litu la. Looking at tonight's weather, it's mostly cloudy, numerous showers and isolated thunderstorm becoming scattered after midnight. Lows around 78, east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at Wednesday, it's partly cloudy, scattered showers becoming isolated in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s, east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at Wednesday night, it's mostly cloudy, isolated showers becoming scattered after midnight. Lows in the upper 70s, east winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And that's our weather report. For this evening. O le whaunga re nau tala lau KVZK nei vai ngole fiafi tātou toi whelua I se teime luma tō whāsui fua. And that concludes your news from KVZK TV. Have a pleasant evening. Tō whāsui fua.